Hi, here's a quick overview of how I like to look at essays as sandwiches, with different parts of the essay as different parts of the sandwich. Definitely, essays need to have introductions and conclusions. Like in a sandwich, they're made of very similar material, so they'll cover similar ideas, but they're also different and they function differently. The most important part of the introduction is to state your thesis, or your claim, or your proposition. This is the point you want to make, and it should be made very clear. It's the position in the debate that you're defending, that you're arguing for. Introductions also are places, like in a legal case, the opening statement, where you give an overview of the situation or the issue and define some key terms. The meat or the heart of your essay is the evidence that supports your position. The traditional high school essay has 3 body paragraphs, but these don't have to be 3. It could be 5. It could be as many as you need to write to sufficiently prove your point. But the key is that these meat paragraphs are the reasons you're taking the position that you take in your thesis. Each one should start with a clear thesis, topic sentence rather. The first reason my thesis is true, the second reason my thesis is true is, and the third reason my thesis is true is. Obviously you can pretty that up a little bit as you revise. A lot of times we need other kinds of information besides the analysis, and these in the typical high school 5-paragraph essay you don't really get to. But in college a lot of times you might need to describe what is the issue being analyzed before you start analyzing it, or give some background information, or a history of the subject. So there's lots of things that you can do before you start the analysis. This could be a paragraph, it could be a section, but it's important to note that it's a different kind of information than the meat of the essay, which is the analytical paragraphs. You might, instead of doing background, or maybe in addition to doing background, want to have a section before your analysis where you address and refute the opposing position. That's a possibility. So there's lots of things that you can do here. These are just some ideas. But again, the point is that this is a different kind of information than those analytical meat paragraphs. You might want to put something after the analysis too, like a clarification of your argument, or maybe we want to address the opposing positions there. So there's lots of ways to organize, but again, the important part is that the heart of the essay, the meat, is those analytical paragraphs, as many as you need to make your point, and then the other kinds of information can be put before or after in whatever way you think makes the most sense for your essay. Finally, of course, we need a conclusion, and like it says here, it's the same material as the introduction, but it's got a different form. Usually the bottom bun is shaped differently, and a different function. It functions like the closing statements in a legal case, where the lawyer will remind the jury of the main point, so you'll want to restate your thesis in a slightly different way. And also you want to say why this matters. So what? Who cares? Why should the reader care about what you've just written? Oh, and there, of course, you need to put the clarification, or you don't need to, but you might have that tomato paragraph there. So this is just some examples. You can have longer essays with different sections, and it would just mean a different kind of a sandwich. But again, the key is that the top and the bottom buns are the intro and the conclusion. The analysis is sort of the meat of the essay, and then whether Dagwood has some lettuce, some tomatoes, some onions, some pickles, all of those things could be different kinds of information that you include in your essay. Hopefully that helps. Good luck. Oh my gosh.